So I just finished watching the newest episode of Rain, and it was okay. It wasn't the greatest episode, but it wasn't terrible. Really not much happened. It wasn't this amazing episode. Basically, Francis is getting more and more sick, obviously. And it's getting closer and closer and closer to the time of his death that I'm dreading. I don't want him to die. I really, really like him, and I love that him and Mary are in love again and happy, and yeah. But sadly, it's not looking too good. So it's getting closer and closer to that time, and he's basically just kind of scrambling, as in, trying to make sure everything is put in order and everyone's safe and everything's okay. The King of Navarre came and paid a visit and told Mary, because Francis wasn't well enough to talk to anybody. They don't want anyone to see that he is ill and weak. They don't want them to come and attack him in France and all of that nonsense. So basically, Mary met with the King of Navarre. She told him, because he came over there because Condé, I guess, is held captive in the mountains, and he needs Francis's permission to go get him because he needs to get through the French mountains and all that. Mary told him that he can go get Condé if he signs off his rights to the French throne. Mary's doing this because she does not want Francis to die, and then something happened to Charles, who's next in line, because then after that, the King of Navarre could come and try to take the throne, and that is not good for anybody, and nobody wants that. So the King of Navarre was like, you know what, that's a pretty tall order. We gotta talk to Francis. So they set up this meeting, and it's at some dinner party. Francis comes down reluctantly. He doesn't want to do this. He's obviously not feeling well. He's not okay with it. Blah, blah, blah. He goes down there, and at the party, the King of Navarre gets a note calling him away. Ends up being the English ambassador called him over and was like, don't do this. Forget Condé. Elizabeth and the English throne will completely back you up and fund you going after the French throne. So think about it. Tell me what you think. It's a good idea. Do it. Do it. And the King of Navarre was like, you know what, maybe Condé would understand. Maybe that's a better idea. Maybe that's what I should do. Well, no. Bash was following him and told Mary and Francis that he had a meeting, that he got called away and was meeting with the English ambassador. Mary and Francis were clearly pissed, so they went and talked to his happy ass, and they told him that they know that they had that conversation with the English ambassador, and that if he wants to go down that road, it would be a stupid idea, and it would be a stupid move, so he better not do it, and it's dumb. Just don't even think about it. Well, I think he's going to think about it, and I think he might just actually do it. We will see. That was kind of thrown up in the air. Another thing that happened was Charles had some drunken hangout session with this chick. She was alright. I think Mary was much better looking. But they started drinking, and there was some opium involved, and there was some issue. She clearly overdosed because she was much too overzealous with that damn wine, and she had poured the opium in there. What a noob. She started overdosing, so Claude and Charles called Narcisse because, he knows how to fix shit, and he's probably had a lot of experience with opium and all that shit. So he helped them and he saved them. And he told Charles, he's like, your brother not only has his own life in his hands, but he has everybody else's on his shoulders, and you need to remember that. You need to calm down. You need to remember that Francis has a lot put on his shoulders and a lot riding on his back right now, and it is not a good idea to do this kind of bullshit. Well, Francis found out about this and gave his blessing to have Narcisse and Lola marry. I don't really know how I feel about this, because I didn't really want them to get married, to be quite honest. I just wasn't really into the idea. I like Lola, and I like Narcisse, but I don't like them together, so I don't really want them together. So they got married. It was a lovely wedding. But Mary had Catherine go talk to the English ambassador because Mary was like, you know what, we gotta take care of this, we gotta figure this shit out, and we gotta get this whole thing going. So she had Catherine go talk to him, and she pretty much told him, I have a lot of shit on Elizabeth, and I have no problem going down if that means that my family and my sons are safe. So I will gladly go and tell everybody that it was Elizabeth and I who put together that whole plot to get Rome against Mary. And all of that shit. And on top of that, she was like, and I'll tell everybody that Elizabeth's a hoe and that she is off gallivanting and spreading her legs open for Robert Dudley. And the ambassador was like, what the fuck? No, not a good idea or whatever. And Catherine was like, I don't give a fuck if that means that I die for treason. I will do whatever it takes to make sure that my sons are safe. And that's that. And Francis and Mary decided to take her out of prison. So now she's a free crazy bitch roaming around the castle being psycho and being insane, and not good for Lola and Narcisse because they just got married and they're in love, and Catherine doesn't like that because Catherine's a bitch and she just can't let anybody be happy, can she? So she has to go and be a total fucking just bitch face and go, you know, she totally threatened them. She looked at them and she was like, kind of like that, but not really. Mary found out that the king, well, because Mary told Francis that she does not feel comfortable anymore marrying Charles. After that whole thing with Charles and that chick and just everything, and she kind of realized that no matter, you know, Francis will do anything. He will fight until his last breath to protect Mary. Mary realized that Charles just wouldn't have that same kind of love for her, and so she sees it as it would be rather pointless to marry Charles. It just would not work out the way that they would want it to, and it'd be stupid. So she told Francis that she does not feel comfortable marrying him anymore. She doesn't want to. But I think it was the king or the prince. I think it was the prince, actually. No, maybe it was the king. Someone, king or prince of Spain, is looking for a new wife. So hopefully that works out in Mary's favor, because that would really help things out for Mary. And to be quite honest, I love Mary. I think she's a great character, and I love her a lot. At least this season. Last season, I was like, that bitch needs to die. She's fucking stupid. But I like her in this season, because I like her and Francis together, and that's that. So that was pretty much it. Francis is getting sick. Lola and Narcisse are married. Catherine is no longer imprisoned. So tell me in the comments what you thought about the episode. And it wasn't that great of an episode, but it wasn't really terrible. It was a good filler episode. Nothing great really happened. So again, tell me what you thought of the episode in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, please. And if you didn't know, I am also doing another video it's anti-bullying. Basically, If you would like to be involved, let me know. All you would have to do is sit in front of a camera and tell your story of how you were bullied, or you know someone who was bullied, their story, how you or they got through it, and just send it on over. My hope is that someone will see it, the video, because it's going to be a bunch of different videos, and it's going to be in a compilation. So a bunch of different stories, bunch of different people, different ages, experiences, etc. And it's going to be awesome. I would really appreciate it if you got involved. My hope is that somewhere a kid who feels really alone and that nobody understands their experience and what they're going through will see it and not feel alone and not feel like hurting themselves or killing themselves is the only option. So let me know if you want to be involved. That'd be awesome. And yeah. Alright. Bye, guys.